Mayor and council members, we know from multiple studies that same-sex couples are more likely to be denied a mortgage and pay more for one, should they be approved, than heterosexual couples. This used to be true for people of color versus whites, for single males versus females, for single people versus married persons, for the disabled versus able bodies, for non-Christians and ethnic minorities versus the Christian majority. But somewhere in our fight for civil rights, we the people decided to amend things and make a change. Discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, sex, familial status, or disability is now illegal. But we the people have somehow continued to not only allow discrimination, but to protect those discriminating against people based on sexual or gender identity. Somewhere in our fight for civil rights, we the people of Holland, left out an entire population of people. We left out an entire population of people to protect and allow them to be viewed as less than human and as undeserving.
At every employer I go to in the city of Holland, because there's also the fear that I can lose my job at any given moment, I have to ask the employer, are they okay on transgender issues? Am I going to be allowed to use my name and pronouns? Because at my last employer, I had to fight to be called Amber Marie, and I had to fight to use she, her pronouns. And my previous employer would not back me up on pronouns at all. My hope is that, yes, I may live on the north side, but I do want to move to Holland proper, and I don't see myself doing so unless this ordinance is passed.
So, if in fact City Council is charged with protecting the health, safety, and well-being of our citizens, then they have to be concerned with protection for fair employment and housing. A large 2020 study found that individuals who identify as LGBTQ report more lifetime and day-to-day experiences with discrimination than their heterosexual counterparts. Across the nation, access to stable housing is less assured for LGBTQ Americans. In 2019, a study said that 1 out of 5 LGBTQ Americans experience discrimination when applying for jobs. 22% are not paid equally or promoted at the same rate as their peers. I could go on and on with these stats, but the bottom line is that LGBTQ plus individuals continue to face discrimination in these key areas of health, safety, and well-being. So what about here in Holland? In my office over the past 18 years, I've had the privilege to listen to many young people who identify as LGBTQ. And they've wondered if they should stay in Holland after they finish their education. They wondered if they would be able to rent apartments, buy homes, get jobs, and advance in their jobs. If they would be safe from discrimination in these basic areas that were so significant to their health and well-being. All of them had good reasons to question this, given the suspicion and discrimination they had already encountered. Most of them decided to relocate and take their talents elsewhere. City Council, we are asking you to do better, to take a stand and to say that we actually do care about the health, well-being, and safety of every member of our community.
When I was getting married, every time I made a phone call and revealed I was gay, I held my breath, waiting for the person to refuse me or reject me based on the person who I loved. Every time I look at a new job description, the first thing I look at is if they include sexual orientation under the anti-discrimination section. This is to know, before I even walk into an interview, if I'm going to be safe, or again, if I have to hold my breath, hide a piece of who I am until I know that it is safe to reveal who I am. You now have a chance to ensure that no other LGBTQ person ever has to hold their breath wondering if they're going to be rejected when it comes to housing and employment.
It's with these in mind that I urge the council to make a priority to protect these people that I serve as the director of Out on the Lakeshore, but that you also all serve as members of the council. Please begin this process to add these protections for sexual orientation, for gender identity and expression, along with the addition of job discrimination, and show that Holland truly can be inclusive and diverse, where we all get to live and work. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey.